friends and family, Ashley and Borin here, and we have some really exciting news to share with you about an upcoming transition that's happening.
Now, transition is a pretty big word, so I want to clarify real quick and say we are still fully committed to our full-time assignments that the Lord has given us here in Kansas City. So nothing long-term is changing, but He has invited us to something a little different, something that wasn't on our radar. The past several weeks, the Father has been speaking very clearly to us about taking a season of rest.
Yes. So what we really feel like the Father is saying about this rest is it's intentional rest. It's active rest, meaning that we are taking this a lot of time to engage in prayer, honing in on meditating on Him, being intentional with our creativity and music and worship. But really dedicating some time specifically for the Father.
One of the confirmations that I'll share with you guys that I just find fascinating, we've had many of these, but one of them was in this few weeks, we were kind of praying in secret initially, and I had a dream, and in the dream there was a person that appeared to me that is from our community, but I don't know them super well. I'm just acquainted with them, and in the dream they had a specific object, and they said a phrase that was an indicator that we were hearing God right about taking this time to rest. And so I wake up from the dream and I'm thinking, wow, that could be God, but it also could just be me. So I emailed this person that, again, I really don't know, and I asked them if they would pray and ask the Father for any word that they might have for us and share it. And I kept it vague. I didn't tell them any details about the dream. Well, they wrote back an email that detailed a verse and a line that specifically referenced the object that the person had in the dream. And again, I did not share that with them. And then the following paragraph or so was all confirmation that certain phrases that God had been using, including in the dream, that this indeed was Him calling us away to seek Him during this time of rest. So I thought that was pretty fascinating, and again, it's one of many of these little stories, but I really wanted to share with you something that God did to help us rest even in the idea that, this really is Him speaking.
So Borin was initially the first one that began praying in secret before mentioning it to me. And honestly, when he first mentioned it to me, I was actually like, no, I don't want to take some time. And I really felt like the Lord was saying, is your no only connected to what you want to do for me? And that really actually brought conviction, because I really had to get honest with myself. And I really feel like the Lord is drawing me to a place of, how about you seek my heart and know who I am? Not that I haven't done that, but in a deeper way that is not motivated by doing things for Him. Doing is a blessing, and I'm so blessed to be a part of these ministries that we have here, but doing shouldn't be the motivation. One thing that Mike Bickle always says, and this really stuck out to me for this time, is a lover will always outwork a worker. So I do feel like the Lord, even in regards to the different confirmations that He has given us, I do feel like the Lord is inviting me and us to a place of really deep intimacy that will set us up for years to come.
And that's one of the big things we felt in this time. One of the wrestles I had was, there's no way we could pull back from what we're doing. I mean, this is what we're here to do. And I actually felt like God started speaking about how I'm missing it, and that a time of rest like this is actually to set us up for the next decade or so of labor for Him.
So one of the confirmations that we have had out of the many that we've ended up receiving was the Lord was really impressing on Borin 3 months. And so He had that on His heart and been praying for it, or praying about it, privately, so I did not know this at this time. Shortly after praying about this privately, he had a meeting with one of the section leaders at Ihop.
Which is kind of the equivalent of a boss. It's not really a boss, but for the people outside of our bubble.
Yeah, so somebody that he does, answer to. So basically he shared that IHOP would be willing to grant him a 3-month leave, which totally confirmed what he was having.
I literally hadn't said a word to anybody. Yeah. Definitely not in a meeting, not even to her. I was just having these moments with God where I feel like, you're saying 3 months of rest?
Yeah. So we got the blessing from IHOP, but the other ministries that we are a part of also released us and gave us their blessing as well, which was such a relief.
And I guess we haven't yet told him where we feel the Lord has been very clear about sending us. Do you want to tell him?
So where we feel like the Lord is sending us for this place of rest is Alaska.
So again, it's kind of way out there. I even had a couple of conversations in recent months detailing kind of some of the health issues I'm working through. And I had 2 specific people, older people that I take counsel from, say to me this phrase, maybe you just need some time in the mountains to heal. And I remember this was just months ago, 2 to 3 months ago. My response immediately was absolutely not, because we have our assignments here. So it really took God kind of working these things together to really highlight in this divine poetry kind of way that, hey, I'm actually calling you to take a season of rest, 3 months in Alaska, to seek my face, to receive what I have for you, and to set aside time to specifically engage in actively resting. And one of the interesting things about it is we were in Alaska about 2 years ago now, 2 years ago in May, and we had taken a 10-day trip there that was totally blessed, provided for by God, and we had an amazing set of experiences, so much prophetic stuff kind of woven into this. But one of the other curious things that happened while we were there is we were really at the peak of some of my health struggles. I mean, I was having really hard time with my health. My heart wasn't working, and so I really couldn't even handle sleeping or going upstairs. So when God began to speak to us 2 years ago about going to Alaska, as much as I wanted to, I was very curious how this was actually going to work. But within just a couple of days of being there, my health suddenly started feeling really wonderful and great. And I don't think this is an exaggeration, but within 3 days, I believe I really actually felt 100% better. So much so that we went backpacking through Denali. I mean, pure rugged wilderness, no trails, camping out in the wilderness. And my heart was beating strong, my brain was clear, my body felt awesome. And so even my doctor couldn't really explain why that happened. As soon as we came back, everything returned. But while we were there, I was having wonderful experiences concerning my health. So we haven't necessarily heard this from the Father, but we are asking and thinking that maybe what I experienced in regards to health last time will occur again, and this 3 months might also be a time where we finally have a turnaround concerning my health.
Yeah, so we're really hoping for a complete turnaround in his health, and honestly just complete healing, and just being done with this season of struggles in his health. And so as far as the trip, we don't know a lot of details other than to go. And essentially we're going to be leaving the 2nd or 3rd week of June, and we plan on returning in the beginning of September. So yeah, again, we're not sure exactly where we're going to stay or what that technically looks like, but we're really taking a leap of faith and trusting the Lord and that he has said this to us. So
kind of feels like an invitation into the darkness, but the good kind of darkness where it's mysterious and don't really know how we're going to grapple with this, but he's always provided ample path, clear ways for us whenever he's been speaking to us like this. So we're very excited.
So So again, our intentions for this time of 3 months in Alaska is going to be extremely intentional. We plan on having an agenda for, a lot of time for prayer, a time in nature, and really just allowing our bodies to heal and have fresh, clean air, a time for creativity and worship, and just also obviously holding it loosely to allow the Lord to do what He wants to do as we are being intentional and presenting ourselves to Him in this time.
And again, just to reassure you, we do not have any desire or any seeming call or anything like that to move. This has been very clear from the beginning. This is a time of rest, a time of sabbatical, to seek Him to prepare us for the rest of the work that is ahead of us in these next several years. So again, we will be returning in September to start strong. We believe the Father will give us great fruitfulness in our ministry work that we're doing for Him here in Kansas City when we return.
We definitely appreciate all of your support and just coming alongside of us as we walk this journey out and trusting the Father in what He wants to do in this time.
The more we've gotten closer to this date, the more we've been like, okay, I'm seeing how much I really need this. And a fun side note, we will be bringing our Siberian Husky Pleiades, so I'm excited to bring her to the land of her people.
Yeah, we're really excited to share our stories and testimonies when we do come back and just express what the Lord has been doing in our hearts, and that it would encourage you, that it would edify you on your walk with the Lord and your journey.
Again, thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to sharing testimony like Ashley said, but we'll probably be a little unplugged while we're there. But a couple prayer points. Pray for us to have provision in all kind of areas, provision of His Word. We want to make sure we're hearing and obeying His Word, provision for finances and clarity of direction. Pray for our creativity. That's been a big thing He's highlighted to us about this particular trip, our stewardship of our creativity for Him. And lastly, but very importantly, health. We really would love for this to kind of be a transitionary season out of the health battles that I've been in. So thank you guys so much, and we're excited.
Yes.
We'll see you when we get back. Say bye, Pleiades.
Bye-bye.